Oof. Well, this is going to be a tough one. Making a list of the top 10 best wrestlers in the world today is about the toughest thing I've ever had to do outside of advanced algebra because me no good at math. So, and it's an arduous process because where do you even start? Do you go just based on personal favorites? Do you just go just based on pure skill? Do you go based on pure accolades, or do you go based on pure success? Or do you mix them all into a giant cauldron, mix them together, pour them out, and out come the 10 best wrestlers in the world today? Well, that's what I did. Here's my list. Here's what should be your list. Here's what, if it's not your list, you're completely wrong, dead wrong. I am Walter from Wrestling Unlimited, and this is the top 10 wrestlers in the world today. Now, before we start, honorable mentions go to Tetsuya Naito, Tatsuyori Shibata, Hiroshi Tanahashi, John Cena, and Kenny Omega. Now that last one is going to play into number 10 because it's going to make a lot of people mad. Coming in at number 10, Adam Cole. Now see, I know everyone says, oh, but Kenny Omega's the better man in Bullet Club. Oh no, he's not. See, Kenny Omega is a better overall in-ring worker, yes. But when it comes down to the subtleties and the things, the little things, Adam Cole does all of that better than Kenny Omega. Adam Cole uses facial expressions and non-verbal things to just get under people's skin. Like just a smirk on his face can just make you want to jump in that ring or put your fist through the TV and punch him in the face. And that is what a good heel does. And on top of that, he is an incredible in-ring worker. Every single one of his finishers is devastating. The Destroyer, the knee drop brain buster, the Florida Keys, every single one of them is legit and could be a finisher on their own, but when you put them together in one package, it is an unstoppable machine, and he is deserving of every title reign he's gotten, and he is one of only 3 people. 3. Him, Jay Briscoe, Austin Aries, to hold the Ring of Honor title more than once. And he is a very deserving man of that accolade. And now in at number 9, Michael Elgin. Now I know what you're thinking. Walter, you just said Adam Cole deserved all the accolades, yet you put Michael Elgin ahead of him. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because this is just a personal thing. Michael Elgin, outside of WWE, is my favorite wrestler. Michael Elgin does things in that ring that I did not think were humanly possible. Michael Elgin does things in that ring that I did not think were physically possible for any creature on this planet. He is a monster. He has the strength of 10 normal men with the agility of a cruiserweight. It is a sight to see to watch him in the ring with people like Adam Cole and keep up with them. And the match that Adam Cole and Michael Elgin had at All-Star Extravaganza this past weekend was absolutely phenomenal. And if it weren't for Ladder Wars, everyone would be talking about that match. And it was sold beautifully by Michael Elgin. And that's another part, selling. Michael Elgin is a fantastic seller. He has been selling a knee injury he got in kayfabe in Japan for weeks now. And it has been brilliant. He has brilliantly sold it, and that is something that is undervalued and underrated in wrestling today. The art of selling, the art of making it believable. Michael Elgin makes you believe he's actually hurt in there. And that is what makes him so good, because he can act so incredibly injured and then pick up a fully grown man with one arm and throw him. That is why Michael Elgin is one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet, and the fact that WWE hasn't come a calling to him is a travesty. And in at number 8, the first WWE contracted guy on the list, Sami Zayn. Now, Adam from WhatCulture.com did a list similar to this last week, and it will sound a lot the same what he said about Sami Zayn and what I do, but god damn it, he was right. Sami Zayn is a masterful storyteller, and it only happened once he took the mask off. Now, El Generico was great and funny and put on great matches with the likes of Kevin Steen and Colt Cabana and whoever he got in the ring with. His in-ring skills have not improved or disintegrated from the indies to WWE. They have remained as constant as always, but what has elevated is his sympathy, is the storytelling he does in his face. At the end of that match at Battleground, when he propped Kevin Owens up, when he got that look on his face, you wanted to see Sami Zayn put his boot through Kevin Owens' skull. And it wasn't through an elaborate story told for months, even though that was a big part of it. It was for that split second that you saw on his face the true disdain he has for Kevin Owens. And you saw the true anguish he's felt at the hands of Kevin Owens. That is what makes Sami Zayn so great. That is what makes the art of facial expressions in wrestling so important. That is what makes the ability to sell a match with your face, the ability to get sympathy with your face, the ability to do anything with facial expression so important, because nothing brings out human emotion quite like seeing a facial expression that you can relate to. And in at number 7, Kazuchika Okada. Kazuchika Okada is far and away, undoubtedly, the ace of New Japan. He took that title from Tanahashi and he has ran with it. The number of matches that him and Hiroshi Tanahashi have had over the past 4 years have been brilliant. He is a master in that ring. He is a wizard in that ring. He is a technical wizard. He can brawl. He can do whatever he wants. And oh yeah, he has the best dropkick on the planet. And if you agree, you are wrong. Or if you disagree, you are wrong. You watch him and it looks effortless what he does in there. And you ignore his time in TNA because they misused him so badly. But when you see what he's done in New Japan since 2010, when you see what he's done in New Japan this year alone, matches of 5-star quality with the likes of Tanahashi, with the likes of Naito, with the likes of Tomohiro Ishii, with the likes of whoever he steps in the ring with, he puts on a great match. He has one of the most devastating looking finishers in the world today, a wrist lock transitioned into a short arm lariat, the Rainmaker clothesline. And speaking of the Rainmaker, what a gimmick that is. He makes money fall. Isn't that great? Who doesn't love when money falls from the ceiling onto the audience? It's magistry seeing Okada work in the ring, and whenever he is on my television set, he has my full attention. And he should have WWE's full attention too, because if they get him at full Rainmaker mode, they are basically printing money, because he will be one of the biggest draws in the company from the time he steps foot in there, if they use him properly. And at number 6, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Now, if we were going by personal favorites, he would be in at number 2, but when it comes to the fact that he is part-time, he got bumped up a little. But that does not take away from the fact that Brock Lesnar is one of the most impressive physical specimens I have ever seen step into a wrestling ring I've ever seen anywhere in life. He is a monster. He is a supervillain taken straight out of a comic. If you paint him green, he's the Incredible Hulk. He throws people around the size that should not be thrown. He makes every feat of strength look effortless, and he does it with a magnetizing charisma that does not have to be spoken. He is not a particularly good mic work, but he is a brilliant in-ring master of charisma. He knows how to play a crowd. He knows how to get whatever reaction he wants to get out of any crowd. He knows how to get a reaction out of a New York crowd. He knows how to get a reaction out of a Chicago crowd. He could get a reaction out of a crowd in Perry, South Dakota. He could get a reaction from whoever because he is the most over man in the WWE right now, and he is the most important star in the WWE right now because when he is at an event, it means money. He has not been beaten since he beat the Streak. He has not been beaten clean since he beat the Streak. That loss to The Undertaker doesn't really count because it was bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. He will make whoever beats him clean a bona fide Hall of Famer from that feat alone. And that alone should make him appear on this list. Anyone that can make someone just by putting them over is a true star. And anyone that disagrees, you are blind to what is in front of you. Now at number 5, Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal is the greatest star outside of WWE. He is not my personal favorite outside of WWE, but he is the greatest star outside of WWE. He has been putting on great matches for over a decade. He started wrestling at the ripe age of 19, and he signed a Ring of Honor contract at the ripe age of 19. He is an incredibly smooth, crisp in-ring worker who has improved his mic work tenfold since his days in TNA. Even while in TNA. The Black Machismo gimmick is something that should have never gotten over. But it did. Because of the man playing the gimmick. Because of the man doing the gimmick. And then you move on to post-TNA, to Ring of Honor. And you fast forward to the past year and a half, 2 years. He has been champion more time than he has not, in one way or another. He had an over year-long reign as Ring of Honor World Television Champion where he made that television title mean what it does today. He made that television title on par with the world title like it is today. That's Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal made it that way. Jay Lethal made that world television title important in Ring of Honor. And then he went on to make it so prestigious that he, at the same time, held the Ring of Honor world title and the world television title. He beat Jay Briscoe, and Jay Briscoe hadn't been pinned in a good 3 years. It was astonishing to watch that title run of Jay Lethal because it is the greatest title run in major wrestling since Samoa Joe in 2003 to 2004. You can say CM Punk all you want, but even though Punk held it longer, Jay Lethal held it better. Jay Lethal held it better than anyone has ever held a title since Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is the greatest champion of the modern era. Jay Lethal is damn close. Jay Lethal had knockdown, drag out, amazing matches with the likes of Michael Elgin and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong and Colt Cabana. And how do you put someone who carried a company on their back for a good 2 years anywhere else but on this list? How do you put them any lower on this list? How do you not see that? Because if you look at Jay Lethal and you don't see dollar signs, you don't see star, then you don't know this business. You don't know the business of professional wrestling, and you just may be stupid. In at number 4, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has a potential to jump to number 1 at any given moment. Seth Rollins is one of the most physically gifted athletes I've ever seen compete in a wrestling ring. Seth Rollins is one of the most entertaining people on the roster. Seth Rollins can do things in that ring that no one else can. Seth Rollins carried the WWE for the entirety of 2014 and 2015. Seth Rollins made the WWE title important again. Seth Rollins took the title from where Brock Lesnar left it at a good level and made it mean something again. Seth Rollins carried himself like a champion. Seth Rollins had great match after great match after great match. You can say he hurts people all you want, and I'll dispute it. But you can't take away from his pure giftedness, his pure athleticism. He has been proving that for years. Go back and watch his matches in Ring of Honor. Go back and watch his matches in FCW. Go back and watch his matches in NXT. Go back and watch the matches he had as a member of the Shield, and you will see a star, a superstar, waiting to burst out of the chest of the man in that ring like an alien from Aliens. In at number 3, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is without a doubt the most deceptively athletic man on the WWE roster. You look at him and you'll think he's just a brawler with some power moves, but he can take and go a moonsault or a senton bomb. Or if you go back and watch in Ring of Honor, he can pull off a 450. He is one of the most impressive men in that ring I have ever seen for his size. Oh, and he might just be the best talker in the business. Outside of someone like a Paul Heyman or a Truth Martini. Kevin Owens could make you care about a match he's having with the Brooklyn Brawler. With a microphone in his hand, with words. He could make you care about anything with his words. He has a magnetic trait about him when he has a mic in his hand, when he is talking. And that is something you can't teach. That is something that just comes natural. Kevin Owens, on top of all that, is one of the most crisp workers in the ring, and he deserves every bit of the accolade that comes with being the first guy to really hold the Universal title, and he will make that title mean something by the time he loses it, and he has already made it mean something just by having him hold it. In at number 2, AJ Styles. I will not use the P word. It is overused. It is his nickname. We all know what it is. He is an amazing wrestler. He is one of the most amazing wrestlers of all time. If we went straight in-ring work, he would be number 1 without a doubt. AJ Styles is capable of things in that ring and making them look easy that no one should make look easy. He makes a springboard 450 look routine. He makes things look easy that are incredibly complex and difficult. He can pull off a spiral tap, which is one of the most complex high-flying maneuvers, because you not only have to do a flip, you have to do a corkscrew. And he also delivers one of the best drop kicks in the land. If you say he can't talk, you're wrong, because he can. He's honed it. In the past number of years, he's honed it. And if you just go by even post TNA. If you ignore his TNA run, he's still on this list because the couple years he spent in Japan were one of the best runs a Gaijin has ever had in Japan. Period. The matches he put on just at Wrestle Kingdoms 9 and 10 alone with Naito and Shinsuke Nakamura are two of the best matches of the past 5 years, and it is unquestionable. AJ Styles is the WWE World Champion, and he deserves it, and he deserves to hold that title for a very long time. And in at number 1, no doubt, undoubted, completely expected. No one could guess anyone but this person. The number 1 wrestler in the world today, John fucking Danzig. Jesus! No, I'm kidding. It's Shinsuke goddamn Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is the most charismatic man when that bell rings. When that bell rings, there is no one with a more magnetic charisma than Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura was the ace of New Japan for years. He was the glue that held that company together for years. He made the IWGP Intercontinental title mean what it does today. He is a fantastic in-ring worker, and that is not even what he's best at. What he is best at is getting people to like him. You get people to like him just by having him there. He makes people pop with a back bend against the ropes. That is something in and of itself. He makes a pose get a louder pop than most babyface superstars get. You cannot sit here and tell me that Shinsuke Nakamura isn't the greatest wrestler in the world today when you take in charisma, in-ring work, accolades, and success. Shinsuke Nakamura is a future WWE champion. Shinsuke Nakamura has a bevy of dream matches once WWE calls him up from NXT. You can put him against Kevin Owens, against AJ Styles again, against Seth Rollins, against Brock Lesnar, against Sami Zayn again, and they will all print money because people will pay to just see Shinsuke Nakamura because Shinsuke Nakamura makes people care. And that is my top 10 wrestlers in the world today. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I have been Walter from Wrestling Unlimited, and I will talk to you again soon.